Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Committee Reads. I am your host, KWCs, and with me today, I have Alex, Nagoda, and Joe. And today, we will be going over Match 138, Obsidius vs. Mothra and Battra, by Kenneth James. With Crystalak under our control, the strongest monsters in the universe are at our command, said Vorticia, turning to look out the window of her mothership at Earth. The other alien leaders all joined her, except for X, who waited at his own mothership. Now, just one last thing before we begin the invasion in its entirety, she said. X, send Obsidius to Infant Island, she said, a dark smirk rising on her face. The cosmos sat before Mothra, singing their songs to the insect guardian. They knew something bad was on the horizon, but just what that was they couldn't be sure of. Still, they were needed. Sure, until they were needed, they might as well relax. Suddenly, their peace was interrupted by the sound of a spaceship. Running outside, they saw an Exilian ship hovering over Infant Island before a beam descended from it, forming into the brutal lava monster Obsidius. The spawn of magma and Space Godzilla's crystals roared as he beat his chest, preparing to fight. Mothra erupted from the temple and screeched at this challenger, furious that anyone would defile her home like this. Obsidius let out a fierce roar and marched towards her single-mindedly, ordered to assassinate Mothra by those controlling his mind. Seeing this, Mothra let loose her antenna beams, striking Obsidius' molten hide, but doing little to no damage. As Obsidius reached her, Mothra flew back to evade a clubbing blow from his hand and flapped her wings with all her strength, producing a windstorm that blew the molten behemoth backwards. Enraged, Obsidius let loose a torrent of blazing magma from his maw, only for Mothra to barrel roll and evade. Still, the stream of molten rocks' intense heat left her wings smoldering even though it had missed. Countering, Mothra dove and landed on Obsidius' head, scratching his hide with her arms. Annoyed, the molten Goliath reached up and tore Mothra from his head and roared in her face before slamming her to the ground with all his force. Mothra screeched in pain and tried to rise, only for Obsidius to stomp his foot on her back and grind it into her. Thinking quickly, Mothra flapped her wings to kick up a small windstorm, knocking Obsidius off balance and knocking him to the ground as she took off. Using knocking twice there in that one sentence. So great job, everyone. Before the lava golem could rise again, Mothra grabbed onto his tail and pulled, dragging him across the ground. After a few moments of this, she let him go, sending him slamming into a mountainside. Flying over, Mothra rained down energy beams on the monster, trying her best to overcome his hide, but doing little but angering him further. Rising to his feet, Obsidius let loose a stream of lava from his mouth, lighting Mothra's wing aflame. Screeching in agony, Mothra flew over the ocean and dipped her wing mid-flight to put it out. However, as she returned to the island to continue the attack, Obsidius rolled along the ground after curling into a ball, using this tactic to pick up speed before extending his tail and slamming into Mothra's head, sending her crashing to the earth. Bellowing in rage, Obsidius slammed his fists down on Mothra's back, earning a screech of pain. He picked the giant insect goddess up and sent her flying a good ways into the trees nearby. Obsidius proceeded to let loose his magma breath on the forest, igniting it into a flaming configuration in an attempt to burn Mothra alive. However, as he did so, another combatant entered the fray, slamming full speed into Obsidius' back and toppling him to the ground. The cosmos gasped in surprise at the new arrival. Battra! Pass.
Oh, my turn?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, also, I'm just gonna say this now. There's a lot of crystalline Obsidius this season, isn't there?
There kind of is.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were introduced some time ago, but yeah, they're getting a bit of attention here. So
Mm-hmm.
And they get
Battra.
ignored for a decade.
Battra, ready to defend the Earth as always, screeched in fury. He had little love for Mothra, but the creature before him was an abomination, a mix of the Earth's lifeblood and an alien invader's sinister crystal, something he refused to allow to exist. Mothra rose from the flaming forest, having managed to avoid most of the flames and survive. Glad to see Batra, Mothra screeched to him in thanks, but was ignored. Don't you just hate it when you call to someone and they just ignore you? While they were on the same side of this battle, Batra still didn't care for her. Man, Mothra's in an abusive relationship, isn't she?
oh gosh, their siblings.
As
Gosh darn
Obsidius
it.
rose. As Obsidius rose, he turned to. Hey, they're not born from the same person, though.
I think they were actually born from the
One
same
was made
egg.
from the earth, one
They're
was made
roommates.
from another moth. See the difference?
Gosh
Oh,
darn
what
it.
up?
Anyway, do continue. Uh, you there,
Nagoda.
Nagoda? Oh, he's mute.
Nagoda. No,
No,
my boy.
Nagoda.
Look at how they massacred my boy.
All right, so Alex is going to be absent for a little bit, but that should be fine. Nagoda, where'd you go?
Damn.
Nagoda, Nagoda.
No, Goda.
No, Nagoda. All right. Have to go do something.
Damn.
All right, I'll take this paragraph from you, since that's how it's going to be. As Obsidius rose, he turned to face Battra, roaring his threats.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Charging, he slammed heavy blows into the Black Mothra, forcing him back.
Are you
That's
guys?
racist.
Is KWCs still reading?
Well, no, Nagoda has to do something, so I'm just taking over for this paragraph. That's all.
But yeah, Kaiju X is still being racist.
Figures. What else is new?
Battra countered by swinging his horn around, bludgeoning Obsidius's chest and forcing him back, allowing Mothra to fly overhead and smack the lava monster over the head as she passed, staggering him forwards. Infuriated, Obsidius spat a stream of magma at Mothra, barely missing in the sheer heat of its singeing her wings. There we go. Battra, enraged at the sight of his mother's lifeblood being used as a weapon, charged and slammed his massive body into Obsidius, forcing the giant back. Letting loose with all his firepower, Battra bombarded Obsidius with horn and eye beams, sending large explosions up everywhere. But I think that's supposed to be alas, but it says but alias. But alias, the lava monster's hide withstood the assault, and he charged through, blasting Battra in the face with another stream of lava, burning his eyes and forcing him back. While it was true Battra had withstood lava before, Obsidius's was lava of a different sort. Taking advantage, Obsidius grabbed Battra by the tusk, and in a show of strength lifted him clean off the ground and threw him, sending him flying into a row of trees. Obsidius roared out and beat his chest before launching another stream of molten rock at Battra, only for his tail to be grabbed by Mothra and throw off his aim. Screeching, Mothra pulled Obsidius off his feet and sent him face first into the ground.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, roaring in fury. Just go from there.
Roaring in fury, Batra quickly rose to his feet and charged, lowering his horn and wedging it under Obsidius, before bucking his head, throwing the monster over him in a huge show of strength. Mothra, seeing their chance, flew above Obsidius, flapping her wings and beginning to let loose her reflective scales and wing lightning. Seeing this, Battra began to open fire with everything he had in his arsenal. The scales reflected the beams around inside it, bombarding Obsidius from all angles. Roaring in pain, even Obsidius's hide couldn't withstand such bombardment and began to crack. He tried his own beam, but even the fires of his lava breath were reflected back at him. How does that work? Should have just blew up the entire dust storm. Finally, Obsidius began to succumb to the assault and fell to his knees.
2 more.
Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Obsidius is falling! Exclaimed one of the other alien leaders, the representative of the Cetopians. Someone knocking outside the window?
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. Not to worry, my friend, said Vorticia. Nebula Space Hunter M. Claire to show your role in all this. Pass.
Gladly, said the representative of Gigant Masters. He walked forwards and put a special tape in a device on the control panel. It will send your words directly to Battra, as you requested. You knew Battra would show up? Asked the Cetopian. Not quite, said Vorteca. We knew he would likely show up to protect the Earth, so I was prepared. She said, Now, have a little chat with Battra, shall we? Battra continued his assault. That is, until he heard words spoken to him. Battra, I am Vorteca, Queen of the Vortec. I know you and I don't have much in common, but I have a proposition. You see, humans are a lowly, repugnant race of beings who have polluted and hurt the Earth for centuries, said Vorteca. Me and my compatriots have clean energy and respect the planet. The Nebula Space Hunter M have lost one planet to pollution not of their own making. They do not desire to see another fall to such a fate. Help us, and we'll make sure those pathetic humans never hurt your mother again.
Help
Think
me,
about
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
it. What have those wretched humans ever done for you but cause the Earth harm? We're not enemies of the Earth, but of humanity. With them gone, or enslaved to our whim, we'll take good care of the Earth. Give it some thought. I know you hate humanity just as much as I do. If you agree, kill her. Kill Mothra, and prove your friendship to our liberation of the Earth from evil humans.
Do it.
Battra snarled, but humans destroyed him.
Could you
They did
repeat that
nothing
part
but
again?
hurt-
You kind of
Heard it.
bleeped out.
No. Battra
Damn.
snarled. Battra snarled, but couldn't help seeing the logic in it. Humans destroyed and pillaged the Earth. They did nothing but hurt it. But these aliens that had crossed galaxies and had weapons and powers far beyond what humans did surely had outgrown the need for polluting energy sources. And they were enemies of mankind as was he. Why shouldn't they work together? Pass.
Battra turned his head and blasted a hole in Mothra's wing with his horn beam. Really, his horn beam.
Big blast.
Send her crashing to the ground, screeching in agony. Mothra looked shocked and betrayed. Why had Battra done that? She screeched to him, wondering what happened. What's happening? He didn't listen and merely blasted another hole in her wing. This allowed Obsidius to rise to his feet and grab Mothra by the wings. Lifting her off the ground, roaring in her face, he wrenched hard and tore off her wings. Leaving Mothra screeching in agony on the ground. Battra knocked Obsidius away, not wanting the lava monster to get the honor of finishing off his ancient rival. If anyone was going to kill Mothra, it'd be him. It was only right his worthy opponent die by his hand, but he has no hands. Lowering his horn, he looked Mothra in the eyes, fighting off a bit of guilt and firing a horn beam through her head, killing her instantly. Very good, Battra. Now go to Tokyo, and the rest of our invasion force awaits you there, you see, for the trade dispute of the Senate. said Forticia in his head before breaking off communication. Battra watched up as Obsidius beamed up by one of his auxiliary ships, which then took off. Snarly, not sure whether or not he had done the right thing. Battra turned and crawled into the waves, making a beeline for Tokyo. The Cosmos had watched the event unfold and bowed their heads in respect for their fallen Mothra. That is, before retreating to the temple, kneeling before a gigantic egg Mothra had laid but weeks earlier. Winner, edgelord, and video game.
Edgelord and video game. I think so. Like, so far, I like the way things are kind of unraveling here. It's like we're at the final phase.
Is this another part of the series?
Yes, this is another part of the series. And I do like
the series.
I like the way this one. I like the way this one particular unraveled. I like the way that I was like, oh yeah, we get Forticia, woohoo, Forticia, finally, friggin'.
Oh boy, video game.
Well, not just that. Like, bless you. The fight itself, I think it's stronger than the last one of the series. I was kind of digging this one a little more. I think this one is a bit better than the last few. So it's like, yeah, there's definitely a show of improvement, and I do kind of like the way that they sway Battra, and I think the reasoning, while definitely just kind of blunt, but that's expected from aliens. It's like the switch may have been a little too quick, but at the same time, I still like the idea to it. That's like, oh yeah, aliens, we've invented clean energy. We don't need to pollute our planet. We've grown beyond that. Now let us get rid of humanity, which is polluting the planet. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, yeah, I could kind of see that working, at least for this particular narrative. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And yeah, I do enjoy the switch, and surprising use of the tapes from the Nebulans. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked Mothra didn't hear it, but really nice to see that implemented somehow. It's like, well played. So
they knew Mothra didn't want to eat ass with them.
But the match is surprisingly really solid. The banner, the only thing I kind of have complaints about is Battra's prism beams. They're just, I don't know, something just seems kind of off about it. They just seem like two glass pillars sticking out of Battra's eyes. I don't know, they don't particularly hit with me, but I do like Obsidian. Like, Battra himself is blended nicely. Mothra looks really nice, and I like the effects on Obsidius. Those look good. So just the prism beams in particular just are kind of off-putting to me. But other than that, though, This is a solid match. I like this one.
Damn.
Damn.
All right, Alex, what'd you think of it?
Well, it was certainly way better than his other matches.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Battra's betrayal,
Mm-hmm.
and how he's not doing it for them; he's doing it for the Earth.
Yes,
which still falls in line with his character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite the betrayal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. All in all, just a solid match,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially standalone, depending how you view it.
Right. Oh, yeah. It kind of could operate as a weird standalone, a semi-standalone sort of kind of. There's a hint of a greater invasion, but it's like it doesn't they reference Kreslak at the beginning. Never mind. But even then, that's kind of you don't need to know that. You just need to know they have Kreslak and they have Obsidius too. So
I still view it as standalone.
Yeah. I think it'd still be easily viewed as a standalone. It's not too the pieces are falling into place, but even by itself, it's still perfectly serviceable. So it's like, all right, yeah, this one was pretty solid. I do like it. I know I said that already, so I'll be quiet now.
But yeah, pretty good match. Nothing more to say, but yeah, good match.
Nagoda, what'd you think of it?
Pretty fun, good story. Really good backstabbing. Banner looks pretty fun. opened the match back up. I closed it because I was getting ready to open the next one. Yeah, the banner looks pretty good. Battra looks a bit skinny though. I don't. It just looks a bit off.
It could
to
just
me.
be the model.
It could just be the model, but most models that I see have him a bit fatter. Obsidius looks nice though. He actually looks like he's lava in there. And then what else was there? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it from me.
All right. Joe, what'd you think of it?
Same as you guys. I like Obsidius' Battra's betrayal. I thought it was really cool. I think it's a little better written than his other matches. I think that might be it for me.
All right. And yeah, general consensus, a very solid match, and glad to see some genuine improvements over the last few. So, yeah.
Yay!
And with that said, this has been match 138. We'll see you guys next time for match 139. Till then, everyone.